Arrival tells the story of Louise, played by Amy Adams, a linguist scientist who's called in to investigate some extraterrestrials and study them. The movie basically follows her, Hawkeye, and Forrest Whitaker trying to decipher the aliens' language to determine whether they come in peace or are really there for war.
That's incredible.
The movie is based on the Nebula-winning 1998 book Story of Your Life by Ted Chiang. Screenwriter Eric Heisserer found the book and was deeply moved by it, deciding to adapt it into a script to give it a much wider audience. For years, no studio seemed interested in picking it up, to the point Heisserer nearly quit on the project altogether. In 2013, however, his career took off a bit more with his movie Hours, and people started to take more interest in his work. Some producers were interested in his script at long last, with tweets being made, as well as director Denis Villeneuve, who wanted to direct a science fiction film for a while but just never found the right project. He was shown the book but had commitments to Prisoners, so he just didn't have time to work on the script, but Heisserer had him covered. They changed the title as they felt Story of Your Life sounded far too much like a romantic comedy, and the screenplay was very different to the original story anyway. The main change was that in the movie, this is the aliens' first ever attempted contact with the human race. Also, in the original ending, the aliens were going to give the humans blueprints to an interstellar ship that will help them in 3,000 years' time. But then Interstellar came out and this wasn't really the best idea.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Filming began on June the 7th, 2015, mainly in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, lasting for 56 days. They wanted to find the right spot for the spacecraft, as the mountains would make the ship look tiny by contrast. But they also did not want a big area, as it would just look very cliched. Arrival was released on November the 11th, 2016, and ended up grossing a worldwide total of $203.4 million against a budget of just $47 million. Though Forrest Wickman from Slate wasn't too keen. He liked the cinematography and musical score, but he found it far too similar to Interstellar and found the dialogue too clunky. While Rex Reed from the New York Observer called it Villeneuve's latest exercise in pretentious poopery, hating the lack of action.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Though many linguist professors praised the film for its sheer accuracy in handling the language deciphering, calling it 100% spot on. Author Ted Chiang called the movie rare because not only was it a good movie, but also a good adaptation, which very rarely happens.
It's a good story.
It went on to be nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture but only one for Best Sound Editing, though it was also nominated for Golden Globes for Best Actress for Amy Adams and Best Original Score, but failed to win either.
Now that's a proper introduction.
Alright, I do actually really like the opening scene. We see Amy Adams with her child growing up in a flashback, and it's quite a nicely put together sequence. It shows the various stages of her aging, and it's a beautifully cut together scene. Until she dies. Oh, great start! Happy, isn't it? Welcome to the movie, The Kid's Dead. Brilliant, this is bloody charming, a ray of sunshine. This movie should be called Dead on Arrival.
Today we are talking about Portuguese and why it sounds so different from the other Romance languages.
Well, it doesn't. Portuguese sounds like a lot of other languages.
I don't know.
So Amy Adams is a professor with the world's smallest class. What is there, 6 kids in there? Is this set in 2020? But the opening is very strong as they turn on the news, because all classrooms have a television apparently, and discover the invading aliens. Everyone then begins to be evacuated as fighter pilots are flying around and panic starts to settle in. This is actually really powerful and strong for the first 7 minutes of the movie.
Please don't bother with that channel. How many times do I have to tell you those people are idiots? Yeah, well, do I sound nervous?
Oh no, but you're sleeping with Superman, of course you're not nervous.
I have something I need you to translate for me.
Step back, yo! I mean, the real stars of Cinematic Venom are here, man. Bruh, ting, ting. Yeah. What? What? What the hell of whack is going on, dog? I mean, where's it about the cabin robot's ass, man? That
But then Forrest Whitaker literally goes from, no, you can't come and talk to the aliens, to, sure, be ready in 10. Pretty quickly.
I'm not taking you to Montana. Pack your bags.
Man, bipolar's a bitch. And it is really creepy as they slowly take her to the mothership. It builds a really eerie atmosphere. This is quite intense. But this is when the movie starts to go downhill. The problem is, firstly, it takes around 20 minutes for Amy Adams to get inside the ship. Oh, and I don't mean from the beginning of the movie to the 20-minute mark, 20 minutes is when she gets in. No. I mean, from the time Forrest Whitaker says, oh, you're going to go in and talk to the aliens, to her actually getting in. Which may not sound that bad. But as soon as he says, you're going to go in, they start to go in. And then it still takes 20 minutes. Just look at the timestamps. This isn't an exaggeration. Why does it take so long? I get that they got to build suspense. But there's no suspense! We don't know this woman, and we never do get to know her either! It just drags on for forever! Just hurry up and get in there!
Dr. Banks? You can start.
Seriously? 20 minutes building up to her failing instantly. And no, it's not delivered like a comedy scene either. There's not even been anything close to resembling a story. I would understand if they built up a story beforehand, but they haven't. They were just Amy Adams, Forrest Whitaker, Hawkeye, and the others. Now granted, the same could be said for Independence Day. I love that movie, but I can't remember the characters' names. It's just Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, and the rest of them. But at least there, I can remember the movie and their characters' incredible lines. But here, I don't remember anything. It is literally 2 solid hours of people trying to talk to aliens and deciphering their language to communicate. Which is the exact same plot as Close Encounters with the Third Kind! But at least with Close Encounters, Richard Dreyfuss was an interesting protagonist to carry the premise. But here, it's just filler. They're just talking about dialect, and it's so boring. But even worse, they spent ages establishing the fact that the aliens can't speak or understand English. But yeah, let's try writing it down instead. I mean, they can't understand it verbally, but hey, maybe they can read it, and you're a scientist!
So, first we need to make sure that they understand what a question is. Okay, the nature of a request for information along with a response. Then we need to clarify the difference between a specific you and a collective you, because we don't want to know why Joe Alien is here. We want to know why they all landed. And purpose requires an understanding of intent. We need to find out, do they make conscious choices, or is their motivation so instinctive that they don't understand a why question at all? And biggest of all, we need to have enough vocabulary with them that we understand their answer.
This is an alien invasion movie, and it's boring! How do you even do that? Do something! You're literally grading an alien's English work, which could be interesting if it wasn't for the whole movie!
I think those are their names. They have names.
They're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
So what are we gonna call them?
I don't know.
I was thinking Abbott and Costello.
Here are some of the many things we don't know about heptapods. Greek, hepta 7, pod, foot, 7 feet, heptapod. Who are they?
For the love of God, do something! The aliens are boring, the characters are boring. This movie is some pretentious bullshit that pretends it's telling a story, but guess what? It isn't! Break it down and nothing is being shown or said or done! Just do something!
Imagine you wanted to write a sentence using 2 hands starting from either side. You would have to know each word you wanted to use, as well as how much space that it would occupy. A heptapod can write a complex sentence in 2 seconds, effortlessly. It's taken us a month to make the simplest reply. Next, expanding vocabulary. Louise thinks it could easily take another month to be ready for that.
Are we seriously doing this for an alien invasion movie? We're at the hour mark, and we're talking about an alien's grammar. Oh, this one doesn't do I before E. thrilling. Do something. Invade someone. Possess someone. Blow up the White House. I don't give a shit. Just do something. Ride a bike over the moon. Do something resembling an interesting scene in an alien invasion movie. It's like the easiest genre. How do you have aliens coming to Earth and make it boring?
The language you speak determines how you think and...
Yeah, it affects how you see everything. It was, I'm curious, are you dreaming in their language?
If their language is boring as shit.
An hour ago, China mobilized forces, and now Russia's following suit. Chiang's about to start something.
Oh, that's nice of him. Only 64 minutes in. And why the hell do the aliens look like the Bongo Bongo monster from Ocarina of Time? They act like this whole story of trying to figure out if the aliens are on their side or not is so creative and unique. But it's been done before. Why are you doing this? Okay, they do add one unique thing, and they have a really creative plot twist. So what we're led to believe is that Amy Adams' daughter dying was a flashback. But as the film progresses, they try to figure out what the aliens are saying, and it turns out that they can actually manipulate time and even allow humans to have premonitions of the future. This was inspired by Albert Einstein, who said, "The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." So it turns out that Amy Adams' daughter isn't even born yet. They are flashed forwards to the future. She now knows that she goes on to have a child only for her to die at the age of 12 from a disease, and her husband Hawkeye will leave her when he finds out that she knew this would happen all along. It's a cool idea and pitches the question, if you knew this was going to happen, would you still go ahead with it knowing the outcome? Even at the end, she still agrees to have a child with him and be with him, but you can see that she's reluctant and isn't sure. That actually is a really cool idea, and it poses the question, would you go through with it even if you knew it was doomed to fail? Well done, movie. Cool idea. Just had awful delivery, and it was surrounded by an arse-numbingly boring plot that it almost didn't even matter. Not even worth it.
Are you offering us something?
A decent script. Please take it! Look at this. It should be such a huge epic moment, but it's not. It's just so lifeless and dull. Do you know what I miss in movies? Characters. Remember when screenwriters and directors thought, hey, I feel like writing a story worth telling. I feel like creating interesting characters with interesting things to say and do. A conflict that happens and they have to overcome it for the conclusion of the movie. And then someone else said, nah, talking shit, throw weird imagery on the screen, call it art and win an Oscar. F*** off. Chest tightening excitement. It's talking to a hand for 2 hours. Nope, not good enough. Do something!
The feed wasn't interrupted by the explosion.
So that was pretty much pointless. I mean, one of the aliens does get injured by the explosion, but doesn't die, so still kind of pointless. This movie sucks!
Well, they're not leaving.
The audience is.
In a televised statement, General Chiang, chairman of the People's Liberation Army, said the aliens have 24 hours to leave Chinese territory or face destruction.
I'm sorry, I am not taking that seriously. Just listen to how ridiculous that line is.
The aliens have 24 hours to leave Chinese territory or face destruction.
Like the aliens are trembling like, oh, the big bad humans who drink bleach and fight over roll, they're gonna blow us up. Ooh. And also, what newsreader would actually use the word aliens? Is it the same one from the Meteor Man?
A garden in the middle of the ghetto.
We need to help them with what they've gotten from the other heptapods.
In case you don't remember, we're blacked out. China just threatened to destroy their shell. We're on our own.
But this says that all of the pieces fit together.
And I'm telling you that no one else cares.
Oh, hey, it's me!
There is. It's right above us.
That's problematic for us right now.
Well done! You have visual effects! Now can you give us a story? Remember a story? Something else your script was supposed to have? This is literally 120 minutes of let's translate the out of the tree hand-looking monsters, which is basically Close Encounters! I swear, if they bring out music to communicate with the aliens, I am done. Did the alien just fart?
Costello. Where's Abbott?
You have literally spent the last hour and a half establishing the fact that these aliens cannot understand English, and then you walk right up to them and speak English. Wait, what the f***? Okay, so they can't understand English except when they can, because we're going to throw continuity right out the window as well. What the f*** even is this garbage?
What is your purpose here?
No, you bore it senseless. And it's not even until the 98-minute mark of the 120-minute movie when they realise the aliens weren't threatening them at all. 98 minutes of nothing, and then whoop, maybe we should wrap some shit up now. Looks like a giant turd covered in flour. The thing is, I completely forgot about her damn kid. It's right at the start, then you get 90 minutes of boredom. And oh yeah, by the way, she had a kid, remember? The structure is awful and literally connects to the plot in no way. It has nothing to do with the narrative. If you remove this child's subplot, nothing changes. It's literally in there for no reason. Sure, it shows the aliens can manipulate time, but even that doesn't affect anything. It's all pointless. How do you get an Avenger in your movie and I still don't give a shit?
You want to make a baby?
Sure, just hurry up and have it so we can die and this movie can end. But what even is the music in the credits? I mean, I don't want to disrespect the dead, rest in peace, but what was this composer even on? Was he drunk? This movie sucks! Arrival is one of the hardest films I've had to sit through from this book in a long time. There's nothing to the characters, there's hardly any story. Visually, yeah, it's well shot and produced, and the acting is good, but that's it. It's just a pretentious blockbuster that believes it's saying more than it actually is. Call me old school, but I need characters and a story. The worst thing a movie can be is boring, and that's this. Arrival possesses the one trait that a movie really shouldn't be. In short, it sucks and you shouldn't watch it.